to the Farming Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, listen, I'm getting a later start on my goodie making than I had hoped to. Let me show you what I'm doing real quick. We are going to put together my Icebox fruitcake. I don't like fruitcake. My mama did one where she baked it, and it was your traditional fruitcake, and I did not like it. Did not like it. There are only two fruitcakes I like, and that's the one I'm about to make. And if you've ever had Southern Supreme fruitcake, it is out of this world delicious. And my Icebox fruitcake is very much similar to the Southern Supreme one with a few differences. But those are the two fruitcakes I like. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just doing some prep work ahead of time. I'm using the green candied cherries. What's better than these, if you can find them, are the green maraschino cherries. But they are super hard to find. And even these last year were very hard for me to find. So a friend of mine told me, said, Food Line has them. I went and got them. And so I am just quartering these up. And depending if they're small, I'll just half them. But for the most part, I'm quartering them. And I'm going to do this whole container. And I'm also going to do about half of a container of the candied pineapple. And I'm doing 2 jars of maraschino cherries. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch me cut these up for all day, because that's what it's going to take, because they're sticky and so forth. So I'm just going to do this off camera. I'm going to turn on my Christmas music or a Christmas movie on TV, and I'm just going to chop away, and I will bring you back when I get these cut up and the nuts chopped. Let me share with you what nuts we're using. We're going to be using walnuts and pecans. And I'm going to use about 4 cups of each. And I'm going to put them in my food processor and just pulse them a little bit. Just get them into smaller pieces, not a fine powder, but just smaller pieces. So we'll do that in just a little bit. But right now, I'm going to continue chopping green cherries, then pineapples, and then maraschino cherries. I'm going to be chopping for a while, and I'll probably have green and red fingertips. So, all right, we'll see you back in just a second. All right, let's get this show on the road. I have sliced up about half of a container, and these containers are 8 ounces, so about 4 ounces of pineapple little candy pieces. I cut them into about thirds or fourths. 2 10-ounce jars, so 20 ounces total. I drained them of just red maraschino cherries, and I basically just cut those in half. They're not as firm as the other candies and so forth, so those basically got cut in half. So I had 2 of these jars, and like I said, these jars are 10 ounces, and I sliced up into about fourths to sometimes thirds, sometimes fourths of the green cherries. Like I said, if you can find the green maraschino cherries, that's a win-win, but they are so hard to find. All right, I have also in my food processor chopped up some pecans and some walnuts, about 4 cups of each. So I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'm going to get my big bowl out. I'm going to get all the other ingredients that we need. And hopefully Bryant or Isaac will be here to be my hands and stir. You need some strength for this. So I'm going to clean this up. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I usually form this in a tube pan that I have heavily greased with Crisco. Now, I know some of you may not use Crisco and you don't like that. But in this instance, I would definitely recommend it, because this is just going to be a form. It's not baking, and you need it to slip out of this easily. So I heavily coat this with Crisco, and you can definitely try other means, but I would be scared to. So I always use Crisco. So, and if it's caked up on the outside, that's okay. We can get that off and it's not going to matter. But I have a big bowl out here. And I'm going to start in with my nuts. And I see a few pecans. I should have chopped up a little bit finer than I did, but that's okay. Just a few of them, not many. Yeah, okay. All right. So now here is where you can make this your own. Let me tell you something else you're going to need to add before we talk about making it your own. Is you're going to need a box, a whole box of graham cracker crumbs. And I buy them already, the crumbs. You can, if you like to, use your food processor and chop up a box of graham crackers. I don't know how that equals out to this. It should be about the same. But technically, I'm not sure. So we're going to open this bag up. And we're just going to add this right in here with the nuts. Going to get me a stirring utensil. We're just going to mix that up really well. And what I may do, did I stick that? Where did I put it? I must have put it down in the washer. All right. There we go. All right, beautiful. Okay, so like I said, here's where you can make it yours. I would say a common ingredient in this is raisins. I, however, do not use raisins. Our family does not like raisins. So, and something we do add in that you may not like is coconut. We add in a little bit of coconut. So that's what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add in, I'm not even going to measure the coconut. I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. But you could add raisins, you could add dates. Oops. There. I'm not going in with a lot. That's probably a half a cup to a cup of coconut. Not a lot. Okay, and so here we're going to go in with our candies. Now, I use sweetened condensed milk to bring it all together. And sometimes it takes more than one can. A little more than one can. Now, I don't worry about using more than one can because it's going to get used here at this house. It's definitely going to get used. And so, once you stir it around, you can kind of see, do I need any extra green? Or is it okay? I think we're good with the amount of green, so I'm not going to slice up anymore. So, I'm just kind of stirring it around, seeing, you know, how it goes. All right, now, here's the best part to add in there. And that is some miniature marshmallows. I love this stuff. But what I was saying, back to the sweetened condensed milk, some people said they use the juice to their maraschino cherries. And that is totally fine if that's something you want to do and you think you would like that. I don't think I would personally like that. That's just my preference. I think it would give that maraschino flavor a little too overpowering for me. And I just prefer the sweetened condensed milk. So I'm just kind of stirring this around. Now, like I said, the options are wide open here. You could definitely add in dates, raisins. I don't know how craisins would be in there, like dried cranberries. I don't know how that would be in there, but it's a possibility. Other kinds of nuts are a possibility. You could just go wide open at this point, but this is the extent of it for mine, with the exception of the sweetened condensed milk. Now I do have 2 cans here. We're going to start with one and see how well it goes. Bryant and Isaac are my mixers, and neither one of them are here, so we're gonna play this by ear. I may be doing the mixing. It is, you need some strength, some hand strength for this. I'm gonna get a spatula so I can scrape out every last bit of goodness. Bryant loves this stuff. He loves it. Let me grab a silicone spatula. All right, I finished adding the can, and I can see that there's places coming together, but there's still quite a bit of dry. So I'm going to go ahead and open another can. This is the time where if you choose to use your maraschino juice, now's a good time to do that. But like I said, I think I'm going to just prefer using the sweetened condensed milk. But it's a great idea, especially if you really, I mean, I like the maraschino cherry flavor, but I don't know I want it that much. But all right, I'm going to start with half a can here. And we're going to spread that apart. Spread it apart. We're going to mix it in. So here, right now, it's where I need some of my men folk. So, looks like I'm going to be going in with my hands. I just like to give it a good head start with the spatula before I go in with my hands and get my hands all crusty and dirty and wet and sticky. Not dirty, because this is good food. You knew what I meant. All right, so let's go in. And you just want to moisten everything. Be sure everything is good and moist. If you feel like you need a little bit more sweetened condensed milk, you can always add some. You just want to be sure everything's nice and wet and there's no real dry pockets. Like right here, I've got a dry pocket of stuff. And so I want to be sure I'm getting that mixed in. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put this down in our cake pan. I'm standing on my tiptoes, can y'all tell? We're going to put this in our cake pan and just press down hard and squeeze it together. And it's coming together beautifully. It's still going to be loose right here because it's going to set up in the refrigerator, and that's how it's going to come together. And us pressing downward in our cake pan is what's going to help that. So you just go in and keep stirring, being sure you have all those little dry areas mixed in here well. All right, let me slide my cake pan over. Let me clean out a spot and move my cake pan over, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've been scooping and putting over here in my cake pan. And I'm just taking a moment to press. You just need to press down as hard as you can because you want this to come together. And if you spill a couple of pieces like I have right here, They're good ones to nibble on. So now I'm going to take my scoop and just keep filling it up. Keep filling it up and keep pressing. So we're going to get another scoop around here, and then we're going to press down some more. Once we get it pressed down and everything in here, I'm going to wrap it up. Here we go. We're going to press, 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 press as hard as you can. I mean, this would actually be good if you had bricks or something to sit down on it. Press, press, press. And I've got a little hole over here, so I'm going to fill this little hole up. Now, if your pan is not big enough and you overfill your pan, just ball this up, roll it up into a roll, and then slice it and make cookies. Wonderful idea. All right. So I'm just going to use my hands from here on out. They're messy anyway. Here we go. All right. Look at there. One goodie down. And this, let me tell you, I know we've been doing the hot tea advent, and I bet it would be absolutely delicious with some of those hot teas in that advent. And if not, if you don't have hot tea or you don't like hot tea, oh my goodness, let me just go ahead and tell you, with a cup of coffee, this is the bomb.com. It is so good. Listen, I'm telling you, even if you do not like fruitcake, give this one a try. Please. It is so good. And you just want to press. That's what's so important, because that's what brings it all together. Now, once it all comes together and it's sat in the refrigerator a while, you want to take it out of the pan and put it on a plate, and then keep it wrapped up, and then keep it in the refrigerator. It's one of those things, the longer it sits, the better it gets. All right. Let me wash my hands, and then we're going to wrap this up and get it in the refrigerator. All right, so saran wrap won't actually stick to the outside of this. So what I have done is just put saran wrap all around the top of this cake, pressed it down again, and we're just going to cover it with tin foil and get this in the refrigerator. And maybe tonight or tomorrow I'll have Bryant help me unmold it and stick it on a platter. And the thing about this, like I said, you need to keep it, you want to make it early in the season. I mean, like several days in advance. But it's big and it takes up refrigerator space. That's the only downside of this. So, if you live in a cooler climate, you could definitely set this outside on your porch or whatever. But right now we are having actually some warm days this week. So it's going to go in the refrigerator, and it's just going to hang tight until we're ready for it. And I'll just have to make room the best I can. So today I had Levi, and he was not feeling good. And so I got a few clips of him. So let me show that to you. Right now we're headed to the church for our Bible study tonight. So that's where we're headed now. He's asking me where the car keys are. I have no idea. He had them. So, anyway, we're going to a Bible study that we do. We do it like every other week. And then we'll come back for tea time. But let me show you the few little clips I got of Levi. He was sick. Caroline, I'll explain it later. I'll explain it at tea time. But he sure is. The babies are so loving when they don't feel good.
Okay, I was going to ask you, Mum. I've got my eye on you. Nothing gets past me, kid. Hey, Mum,
Hey everyone, it is now time for tea.
It's tea time.
Tea time.
Yeah, what's today?
Today is the 10th, right?
I don't know. I'm looking.
I think it's the 10th.
All right. You sure?
Yep.
Positive?
Yep.
Let's see. Yep. Today's the 10th. Right here it is. Number 10. Right. Let me see what kind of coffee it is. You know what it is?
It's not coffee. You're not going to find coffee on there.
Tea.
Winter warmer.
Yeah. What's that say right there?
That sounds winter. I can't see. Winter fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Road?
Yep. That's what it looks like.
Fruity?
We'll turn it around and read it. There you go. There we go.
Let's read the back. What's the back say? With ginger, rooibos, orange, and star anise. Okay. There we go. I'm going to make tea. And it sounds like it might be pretty good.
We're going to give it a whirl.
Be back in a second.
Here we go.
Okay. I can already tell I'm going to like this one just by the smell of it. Yeah.
The result was delayed.
Yeah. It's a little hot.
Burn my mouth. Here we go. Yeah, not bad.
That is good.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go to the tea department at the store after this is over, and
that's good.
Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah.
All right. So number 10.
Comes the shortbread. Number 10. Here we go. Is this the long bread or short bread?
I don't know.
Oh, we got a little wafer. We've had this one, haven't we?
I don't know. Salted caramel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
I think that's the salted caramel one.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Buttery and good.
Mm-hmm. I'm loving this tea.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look at what's left, but then I don't want to ruin the surprises. I have not looked ahead on any of them.
Don't do it. 3 more days. Guess what I get to do?
Nuts. Are we going to change like how we do things? Are we going to do this of a morning?
No.
Just do everything at night?
Everything at night. What do you think?
Sounds fine to me. So y'all got to see sweet little Levi.
Mm-hmm.
He was not feeling 100%. And they're so sweet. They just want to cuddle when they don't feel good. It was so funny. Actually, not funny. Caroline came down with something about 2 days before she had Benji.
Yep.
And so she was sick throughout her whole delivery and a few days being home with him. She was sick, bless her heart. And then Judah came down with it. And now Levi's come down with it. So I made a run to CVS and got a bunch of zinc and vitamin C and so forth. So I have a feeling it's coming. But we're going to fight it with everything in us.
Yeah. Hey,
so
you know,
this is really good.
You cook a whole lot, right?
I used to.
Yeah, she's been on strike since she's losing weight.
No, I mean, it's just a busy time of year. And let me tell you, I went from cooking for a huge family to just us. And he thinks it's easy. It is not easy cooking for 2 people.
Honey, I've just been gone for 5-6 years.
I know. But I still cook.
You quit cooking like a month ago. That don't make sense. Did y'all hear the bus just run over her? Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, you used to cook, right?
I used to cook.
You know what you call fake noodles?
Fake noodles?
Yeah, like fake spaghetti noodles, fake lasagna noodles.
I have a feeling this is a joke.
No, it's not really. You know what it's called?
What?
Impastas.
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 That's good.
You like that?
And I had not heard that one. That's one I have not heard.
Got her by surprise, didn't I?
Yep.
Impastas.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm actually really liking that tea.
How do you like my one about the sleigh, Santa's cost of a sleigh?
Nobody said. They just said they liked the jokes. Nobody commented on that one particular one. Everybody's been commenting today on describing what a nutty buddy is. That most everybody knows what a nutty buddy is. Good.
I love the nutty buddy. And what I do is I bite the bottom of the cone and I suck the ice cream out the bottom of the cone.
Now they put chocolate down in the cone.
In the tip, yep.
But back in our day, they didn't do that, and you could bite the bottom off and suck the ice cream out of the back.
Yeah. So, all right, that's a wrap.
Yep. So that's it. Hey, we will not unveil the fruitcake for a couple more days because I like to let it sit and get.
Is that the only thing you made today in the kitchen?
I made and I didn't even need your help.
That's it.
I had a sick little boy come to stay with his bubbles, and he needed his bubbles to hold him.
I thought today was Goody Day.
It was supposed to be, but we only got one made.
What?
One down, a whole bunch to go.
We'll do it tomorrow.
But I've got to also get out my tins and get them washed and ready to pack stuff up. So I don't want to start making stuff and then have stuff everywhere and nowhere to put them. So
tomorrow.
Yep, hopefully tomorrow. So, all right.
That's a wrap.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, the grease is hot enough. You can fry anything. Bye, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Make that Icebox fruitcake. It's delicious.
No
you
imposter.
Won't regret it.
You won't regret it. Imposters.
Bye, y'all.